Welcome back to yet another Sunday morning video. Why did I buy a Lamborghini? How can I justify it? I really want to shoot this message because you're probably going to see the Lambo in here and there on social media or here and there on videos, and I really wanted to send this message. I could have bought this so long ago. Years ago. There was a point where I had $1 million in my bank account and I was driving a 2012 Dodge pickup. 2012 Dodge pickup. It seems, and I hope this message resonates. It seems that those who can delay gratification longer than others, there's a dark side to this, but those who can delay gratification longer than others, those who can sit in the shit for longer than others, they see much higher levels of success down the road. I got into entrepreneurship when I was 25. For the first 4 years, I almost made no money. But I knew if I could learn this skill and if I could stay in it, it was a personal training business, by the way, that was in person, then eventually went online, and I had this health and fitness brand online. But anyways, I knew if I could stick with it, it would pay off, and I was willing to stick with it with barely getting paid for years, and then when it took off, I started stacking cash. Took that cash, started the next business. Grew that to 7 figures. Still didn't buy fancy stuff. Look, the rain. I'm in the rain, and it's like the Huracan has Gates like grill on the back, and it's pretty funny. I don't think I daily drive this thing. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I'm like, why buy a car like this if you're not going to drive it every day? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I want to use it, and I don't know. It's like, this isn't for show. I love cars. If I was the only person on the planet and no one would ever look at me and I had no social media, I'd still own cars like this, because to me, I just love the car. It's not like, hey, look at me, which is, again, why. $1 million banked, still driving an old pickup. Because I don't care. I got the long game in mind. I told myself that it has to be a very small percentage of my net worth or my income to buy stupid things with. And the R8 was my first purchase. It was a goal of mine because I love the R8s, still have it. And it was a small percentage where if I bought it cash, crashed it, insurance didn't cover it, I'd still be okay. And the Porsche 911, same thing. And then this Huracan, same thing. If the cops take it away, because I do hit some crazy speed limits on the highway, and insurance doesn't get me my money back, would I be okay with how I structured this deal? Yes. I think so many people in this Instagram social media culture will see a guy like me post a photo with a Lambo, and it's like they start lusting after it, and they think that they will be happy. I've had this thing for 3 days. I was more excited and more happy on the commute to picking it up in the weeks before, because I bought this thing actually 3 weeks ago. I didn't pick it up till I bought it, and then I couldn't pick it up for about 2.5 weeks because we had a kid, of course, and the kid was way more important. I'd give up all of this stuff for my kid. When I picked it up, the excitement to picking it up, plus when I first moved into Vancouver, I was super freaking broke, 40 grand in debt, and I looked like a bum. I had no style, still don't, but I looked like a bum, like a redneck. I grew up in a small town, and I used to walk into the Lamborghini dealership, and the salespeople were so awesome to me. They always let me check out the cars, they never kicked me out, and it's cool that 8 years later, I'm able to walk in, pick up the car, shake their hand, and leave with it. That was super fulfilling for me. Driving it home, it was fun for about an hour. After an hour, I'm like, I want to get home and I want to go back to work. And I'm not going to say it's not fun, but if you think you're going to get fulfillment or some form of increase in your self-worth, and you're using this stuff to give you that, you're fucked. That is a slippery slope down to depression, down to more, down to a hole that will never be filled. Now, I personally love, you should see this t-shirt. I think I bought this t-shirt in like a used store, like what do they call that? Where you can find wicked stuff. And I love finding old t-shirts that you can't buy anywhere else for like $12. That is basically my wardrobe, minus my shoes. I think I paid money for my shoes because I had a speaking gig and I was wearing some old ass shoes, and someone's like, you should buy some new shoes. So I bought some Burberry shoes or something. And I love watches. I got a Rolex. And if it disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't care. Do it for you. There's also, and I will share this, there's also something that happens to your identity when you level up as a human. Like, I'll stay in nicer hotels because that's part of my identity. I also don't mind staying in a 40-night motel. It's not like I'm so attached to the fancy hotel that I can't stay in a shitty-ass motel. When I do my motorcycle trips, across Mexico, which I did 2 years ago, I'll stay in $20 a night places. It doesn't bother me. I can sleep just as well in it. I'm not going to forget who I am and where I come from. I grew up in a trailer park. We were refugees in Italy, immigrants into Canada, grew up in a trailer park. But there is when your identity is ready to level up, then you get the thing. I was Lamborghini before I bought the Lamborghini. If we're buying a Lamborghini to think that we'll feel different, and I hope this resonates because this is deep, then we're gonna screw ourselves over. So I feel like a Lamborghini. A Lamborghini represents excellence, represents even the team we're building, the high-level team we're building, the highway we play. Excellence, perfection, attention to detail. And those are my values. And as I grew as a human, eventually I was like, hey, I am a Lamborghini, and now I'm ready for a Lamborghini, not because what other people think of me or who else may think something of me. Sure, it's a great marketing tool. Sure, it's a great networking tool. Yes, yes, yes. But it just feels right. It didn't feel off to buy this. I felt like I belonged. I grew into the person. And if this Lamborghini was taken from me, I still feel like a Lamborghini. I am a Lamborghini. I really hope that resonates. I think people see people with success and material things and sometimes like, oh, they're so materialistic. Most of the people I met who've been self-made from the dirt, not those who inherited it. There's a price to pay for that. Self-made. They'll tell you the same thing. Of course, like as a kid, I dreamed of things like this. But it doesn't make me who I am. And so that is why I got the Lamborghini. And I think it's great for the brand. It represents what CryptoLabs stands for, is excellence, is speed and decision making. It represents our team really well. It just represents what we and I stand for and what CryptoLabs stands for. So I thought it was a great addition to the fleet. And I freaking love this thing. Here, I'll flip the camera and give you a quick little tour. I love the steering wheel and the fighter jet startup. Here, let me turn it around. There we go. As you can see, it is raining, but why would you buy one of these if you're not going to drive it? Lamborghini, you got 3 different settings: Strata, Sport, and Corsa, which is like everything is off. You better be on a racetrack, blah, blah, blah. The new ones have the display for the Apple CarPlay and Google Maps and all that fun stuff. You got switches all over here for all of your windows and front lift because this thing is low. So if you're going over a speed bump, you hit that. It's got windows, blah, blah, blah. There are no turn signals over here, so it's just shifter. You've got turn signals here, so you can see, whoops. Let's turn that music off. And you've got wipers and all that fun stuff. And then this. Every time you get in it, it's like an experience, and Lambo did a great job of that. You flip the switch, you hit start, kind of like a fighter jet. Reverse, you pull up on this to get into reverse. Your rear view camera, which you can't see, but I believe I can go like this, is in the display up here. And then you got your motion sensors here. And that's pretty much it. Apparently this was a $2,000 option, which is ridiculous. Very bougie, very rich person stuff. I don't get it, but you can pay $2,000 to get a cup holder because it doesn't come with one. Basically no room here, no room in the trunk or frunk, and seats are super comfortable actually, and it's just got a really nice display. Suede steering wheel like that, suede up here, suede up here, suede here. Super sick whip. At the same time, it doesn't define me. It only amplifies who I am. And I really hope that lands. Don't go for luxury stuff. I spent forever. Again, I had $1 million banked and I was driving an old truck. I didn't need stuff to feel worthy and to feel like, to give me the fuel and the motivation. Again, the anticipation of something is usually greater than the actual getting of it. I think we've all experienced that. Same with this car. Not saying I don't love it, because I do. But within a week or two, it's just going to be another car. It's going to sit in the garage. Use your goals to get material things as fuel to level you up as the person that you have to be in order to get the actual accomplishment. Then get yourself a material thing, but the real gift is who you've become in the process. I sit in this and I reminisce. First night I drove this, I was listening to some music that reminds me of where I started. It's just like, this is who I am. And this is where I've come from. And it's almost like just a reminder. Every time I look down on my wrist, it's like, oh, this is who I am. The 24-year-old who flew to San Francisco with absolutely no money, walked into a Rolex store, was told the price of a Rolex Presidential, and was like, I'll never be able to afford that. And the person I had to become to be able to get a Rolex Presidential, and it's like, it doesn't affect my bank account. I could buy 5 of them, and they'd be like, cool. And it's not about the Rolex. It's every time I look at it, I'm reminded of where I come from. And it's just more fuel to the fire to just keep serving and keep going. Let's go. I'm going to rip this thing home. Truly appreciate you. If this served you in some way, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing more content like this, not exactly like this, like about Lambos. Who cares? Probably no one cares about my Lambo, but more about like, we do Monday mindset session in the UIG, and it's become one of the more popular calls. And I want to kind of bring that content to YouTube because I believe in you. I wish somebody would have. YouTube didn't really exist when I was getting started, so it was all books, but it's just the access to high-level ideas or behind the scenes. Again, a lot of people lie about this stuff, but behind the scenes of people's lives where they can actually give you wicked advice. Those 3 kids that ran up to the Lambo today, I let them sit in it. They started up. They loved it. And they had an opportunity to ask me questions about what I do, how I got here, blah, blah, blah. And of course I love pouring into them. If you're self-made from the dirt, you've got a soft spot for the underdog. It's like those kids have access to YouTube now. And they can, there's a lot of bullshit on the internet, so you have to be careful for that. But I want to add at least some of that content to this YouTube channel. So do let me know if you want more of this. And I'm happy to serve. If you have specific questions, hit me up on Instagram at Rubixinator. I do answer a lot of DMs, and I'll even send voice notes. I'm just like, I want to help people succeed. So hit me up on the IG if you feel so called to. And with that said, I'm going to get out of here. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff at Rubixinator on Instagram. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video. Water leaking into the engine bay. Peace.